In 2014, a disturbing crime sent shockwaves through the quiet town of Waukesha, Wisconsin. It was a case that seemed almost unbelievable. Two 12-year-old girls driven to violence, inspired by a figure from internet folklore known as Slenderman.
Before diving into the case, let's first understand Slenderman. Slenderman is a fictional character that began as a creepy internet meme. A tall, faceless figure in a dark suit, often lurking in the shadows of eerie forests. Over time, he became the subject of horror stories, games, and urban legends online. To some, he was a thrilling scare, but to others, particularly young impressionable minds, he became something much darker, an obsession. On May 31, 2014, three friends, Morgan Geyser, Inessa Ware, and Peyton Leutner, all just 12 years old, spent the night together. The next morning, Morgan and Inessa led Peyton into the woods under the pretense of playing hide and seek. But what happened next would forever alter their lives. Morgan and Inessa attacked Peyton, stabbing her 19 times. They later claimed that their shocking act had been committed to satisfy Slenderman, believing he would harm them, or their families if they didn't obey. Despite her critical injuries, Peyton somehow found the strength to crawl to a nearby path, where a passing cyclist discovered her. She was rushed to the hospital, her life barely saved. But the question lingered: why would two young girls commit such a brutal act against their friend? The police investigation revealed chilling details. Morgan and Inessa believed that, by attacking Peyton, they would become proxies of Slenderman and could live with him in his supposed mansion in a distant forest. In their minds, this violent act was necessary for survival. Their recorded police interviews exposed just how deeply their beliefs in this fictional character had become ingrained. The case brought about intense legal battles and ethical questions. Morgan and Inessa were charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide, and initially tried as adults despite their age. Mental health evaluations revealed that Morgan suffered from early-onset schizophrenia and hallucinations. Inessa, though not diagnosed with a severe mental illness, was noted to be highly susceptible to delusional thinking. After several hearings and appeals, Inessa was sentenced to 25 years in a psychiatric institution, while Morgan was committed indefinitely for mental health treatment. After 7 years in custody, Inessa was granted early release and will be under supervision until age 37. This case became a symbol of the dark side of internet culture and raised critical questions about youth mental health. Could online horror tales have such a powerful effect on young minds? And what should we as a society do to prevent tragedies like this? For the families and friends involved, the pain of that day remains ever present, a reminder of how easily fantasy can blur with reality for those who are vulnerable. The Slenderman stabbing case leaves us with uncomfortable questions about the influence of internet culture, the fragile nature of young minds, and the importance of mental health awareness. It's a haunting reminder of how sometimes fiction can inspire real-life horrors.